didn't pay out.
Hold on, I'm looking for something. Where's that? Oh, okay. Basically, you have a big fight coming up, and it's overshadowed by Mayweather versus McGregor, and that's Miguel Cotto versus Yoshiro Kamegai. And a fight like that could end up being fight of the year if you know who Yoshiro Kamegai is, and if you know his fighting style. Also, if you factor in where Miguel Cotto is at this point in time in his career. Miguel Cotto's last fight was, I guess by the time he steps in there with Yoshiro Kamegai, what is that, 21 months ago? Some shit? About 21 months ago? Against Saul Canelo Alvarez, in which he lost. Clearly lost in my opinion. Yoshiro Kamegai is coming off of two highly entertaining fights with Jesus Soto Karass. Jesus Soto Karass just lost to Mauricio Herrera last night. It is for the WBO 154-pound title, the one that Saul Canelo Alvarez dropped his WBC title for to fight Liam Smith at 154 pounds, just to quietly vacate, if you notice, for Miguel Cotto and Yoshiro Kamegai to fight. Just so if Miguel Cotto were to win, he's saying his last fight is in December, for him also to vacate, and for the winner of the rematch between Liam Williams and Liam Smith, which the first fight ended controversially, to be fighting for it. It's a very confusing situation. But basically the fight is on August 26, 2017 on HBO. It's happening up in California. I'm going to tell you a little secret. I'm thinking about that if I don't get approved for Mayweather versus McGregor, there's like a 30% chance that I will, and that's pretty low, but that's high for, for somebody like me. But to fly out, because I'm going to be in Vegas, to fly out to Los Angeles for the night to go to that fight and just cover the shit out of that fight. But I'm trying to, things are very delicate right now since basically it's 21 days away. Mayweather McGregor and Cotto versus Kamegai is 21 days away, and I hope that Cotto versus Kamegai becomes one of the fights of the years. But at the same time, Miguel Cotto being 36 years old and have been involved in some wars earlier in his career for the most part, but he's taken a lot of damage, and also with the inactivity in his fighting style. And truth be told, remember, his power never really officially carried up to 154 from what we've seen. He's been a good boxer at 154, but not what we can say is a powerful boxer at 154. And Yoshiro Kamegai is very durable, and he keeps coming forward. Punch output is high, punch variety. He's not known to be a boxer, so either it's going to be Miguel Cotto outboxing him, having to do a lot of movement and outbox circles around him, or Yoshiro Kamegai coming forward and cutting off that ring and giving Miguel Cotto some problems. Because remember, Miguel Cotto has always had issues, when he's lost to an accumulation of punches outside of Floyd Mayweather. And truth be told, Austin Trout just pretty much outboxed him, I guess. He didn't take Austin Trout seriously. So Miguel Cotto saying that his last fight is going to be in December. For those who don't know, he's with Golden Boy Promotions now. He was brought out of his Rock Nation contract, which was a very large contract. He was supposed to fight James Kirkland earlier this year. That fight was called off. Something happened to James Kirkland where he got a cut, something I believe, or broken nose, whatever they said in sparring, whatever the case may have been. Fans wasn't really, hyped about that fight. Ticket sales wasn't really going good from what we've heard. And basically Miguel Cotto was guaranteed $15+ million, if I'm correct, for that fight. And in order for Miguel Cotto to make that much money, it has to be on pay-per-view, and also it has to be in a fight where, it'll be successful. I mean, look at Ward versus Kovalev too. Even though it was a high-profile fight to hardcore boxing fans, I'm still pissed off at you. You didn't buy the fight, and a lot of you didn't show up to the fight. I was covering the shit out of that fight, if y'all remember. Fucking the press tour and all that shit. I was at the one in New York myself. So it's like this, right? I don't know if he was promised, Canelo, the winner of Canelo versus Golovkin, because Canelo Cotto it's still the rematch is still somewhat of a big fight. You know, so Canelo is already supposed to fight in December against whoever, we don't know. And then Cotto is saying his last fight is going to be December. So was that like something that was promised to him? Because now that we know Marquez is out of the window, was that something that was promised to him? So, of course, he has to beat Yoshiro Kamegai. And truth be told, as I said, Yoshiro Kamegai is not a joke. He's somebody you have to take seriously because he has the chin, and excuse my language, but he will beat you the fuck up. Dude don't come in there to fuck around. You know? What is that? Fucking fruit flies, man. I gotta start taking out my garbage in time. Sorry. It's a single life, man. So, a lot of fans are saying that, you know, they're not going to be watching Mayweather versus McGregor. They're going to be watching this. I hope that the HBO does something smart about this as far as have this fight over before Mayweather and McGregor get into the ring, because they can really capitalize off the ratings, you know, if they understand like what fans are saying. As far as hardcore fans are saying, well, you know, we're going to really be watching Cotto versus Kamegai because that's a real fight. That could end up being fight of the year. But also, you know, you got to make fans look at it like, oh, we can watch that Cotto fight first. And then, even though we was lying and saying we wasn't going to buy Mayweather McGregor, and we at somebody's house and they showing the fight, and we doing carne asada, or you know, we at a barbecue, you know, we drinking E&J or wherever you at, right? You'll be able to watch the Cotto fight, and then that HBO telecast is over. And then by the time, you know, Mayweather versus McGregor get in the ring, you know, that HBO card can capitalize off of. Because believe it or not, there's nobody really talking about this fight. But this fight can really do some good, solid numbers. I'm going to say maybe 700 is low. I think Cotto versus Kamegai, you know, especially if it turns out to be one of them hype-ass fights like I think it's going to be before Mayweather versus McGregor, I think Cotto versus Kamegai can do, you know, a million households on HBO. I really think that if they do this right, and if they have this event over, what's going on with my camera? Well, we started. I really think if they do this the right way, you know, and have it over by time, you know, that Mayweather undercard hits, that Mayweather co-feature hits, then they can really capitalize off the numbers, especially for the people that are going to be watching in both. But they got to do a better job now as far as promoting it for a time slot. You know, I know that HBO, they can't do it, you know, but people like us, the media, can do it. You know, we can do shit like, you know, Cotto Kamegai, you know, such and such on HBO before Mayweather McGregor. You know, so before you watch the pay-per-view, watch our shit. You see what I'm saying? They can do it that way. You know, because this fight does deserve to get attention because, like I said, I really feel it's going to be a good fight. You know, so now it's all going to be about where does Cotto go from here. Don't believe, you know, I don't think that, knowing Cotto, he's not going to fight Liam Williams or Liam Smith unless he wants to do a big cash out and go over to the UK for his last fight. You think Cotto would do that, do like a big cash out and go over to the UK and get that money grab? Because a lot of fighters are doing that now. And and getting robbed on the cards is not as bad as you think it is over in the UK, but big money is over there for fighters who are usually fighting on American shores. For example, Pacquiao can go over to the UK and make big money. Cotto can go over to the UK to make big money. You know, what if you can get Cotto versus Kell Brook over in the UK for that big super money? You see what I'm saying? So I don't think that he's going to be defending that WBO title if he wins. But however, if Yoshiro Kamegai wins, very good dude. You know, I'm not even going to talk about that incident that happened with that reporter that asked him that dumb shit about ninjas and samurais or whatever. But if he does win, then he's going to have a target on his back as far as the WBO champion. The WBO championship. So, I'm TstreeT Controversy. This is TstreeT Controversy Live. Also, the first episode of HBO 24/7, Canelo versus Golovkin, is going to be coming on. Is it going to be before Cotto versus Golovkin? I mean Cotto versus Kamegai, or after? I forgot. You know, so you can check out my video I did on that. Also, we got to start doing some more Canelo versus Golovkin, you know, like updating and shit. You know, I got to let you guys know what's been going on. So things are starting to settle down here at Fight View 360 and TstreeT Controversy. You know, we're getting things organized, making our big fall push, because now we're approaching like the third quarter. We're in the third quarter now of like mid third quarter of how long Fight View 360 has been alive. You know, so we have the access to the events now. We got a growing team. We got the social media presence. You know, now we're just, you know, like we got some finances coming in. We got some partners, some affiliates. Now it's time to get everything just organized into one entity and just, you know, get shit moving. TstreeT Controversy. This is TstreeT Controversy Live. The owner, editor, and creator of FightView360.com. Please subscribe. Shout out to Alvin, Man Banter. Yeah, I fucked your name up. Pissed me off.